Hi, in this video we're going to be looking at expanding double brackets. Here we go. Right, so we've got two brackets here. We've got the first bracket and we've got the second bracket, and because they're touching, it basically means that in between here we've got a little invisible time sign. So we need to multiply both of these things by both of these things. Now there's several different ways we could do this, but the way we're going to do it today is this way. I want you to ignore the first bracket, so I'm going to basically get rid of it for a second. Now, I've got two things inside the bracket. I'm going to put the A over here, and I'm going to put the plus 2 over here. All I've done is broken it into two parts. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my second bracket. This bracket here is going to appear there and there. I'm going to repeat this bracket. I'm going to call it the repeated bracket. A plus 5 in both of them. So in this bracket was an A plus 5, so I put it here and I put it here. Now what we've got really is we've got two single bracket questions now. So here we go. I've got A times by A, which is A squared, and A times by 5, which is positive 5A. There's the first one done. Second one, I've got plus 2 times by A, which is positive 2A, and plus 2 times by plus 5, which is positive 10. What we've done now is we've completed the expand part of the question. All we need to do is collect and simplify what we've got. So I've got an A squared. That's not an A squared, that's not an A squared, and that's not an A squared. So we've got one A squared as part of our answer. We've got 5 A's, and we've got another 2 A's over here. So in total, I've got positive 7 A's. And then we've also got this number on its own at the back. We've got a plus 10. That is my final answer. Let's try another one. Right, so again, we've got our two brackets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore the first bracket for the time being, and I'm going to break it into two parts. So I'm going to put the B over here, and I'm going to put the plus 3 over here. Right, next thing I did in the last question was this second bracket, I'm going to repeat it. So I'm going to put it here, B plus 8, and I'm also going to put the B plus 8 bracket here as well. Right, we've now got two single bracket questions, so away we go. B times by B is B squared, and B times by plus 8 is positive 8B. There's the first one done. I've got plus 3 times by B, which is positive 3B, and plus 3 times by plus 8, which is positive 24. Right, again, we've done the expand part now. All we need to do is simplify and collect what we can. So we've got a B squared. Nope, nope. Okay, so we've only got the one B squared in our answer. We've got 8 B's and another 3 B's. So in total, we should have 11 B's. And again, we've got a number at the end, so we've also got a positive 24 as part of our answer. And that is my final answer. Let's try another one. Okay, so this one's a little bit different because it's got a positive and a negative, but we're going to do the exact same thing. So here we go. Ignore the first bracket. There it is. I'm going to put the C over here. I'm going to put the plus 4 over here. Right, the next step. Again, my repeated bracket is going to come here, and I'm going to repeat it over here. So I've got C minus 8 in that one, and C minus 8 in that one as well. Right, again, we've got two single brackets, so C times by C is C squared. C times by minus 8 is negative 8C. There's the first one done. And plus 4 times by C is positive 4C. And positive 4 times by negative 8 is negative 32. Right, how can we simplify this? Well, we've got a C squared, and that's the only one. We've got minus 8C's, so we're currently at minus 8 on the number line. Then it says add 4 C's. So if I was at minus 8 on the number line and I went in the positive direction 4 places, I would end up at minus 4C. I haven't gone past 0 if I was at minus 8 and plus 4 to it. And then we've got this number at the end. We've got minus 32. And that is our answer for this question. What about this one? This time we've got two negatives. Again, we're going to do the exact same process. Hopefully we're really good with our negatives, and this should be quite straightforward. So let's get rid of the first bracket. We're going to put the D over here, and we're going to put minus 2 over here. Right, let's repeat that second bracket. So over here we've got d minus 5 and we've got d minus 5. Okay, here we go. Let's be careful with the negatives. D times by d is d squared. D times by minus 5 is negative 5d. There's the first one. I've got minus 2 times by d, which is minus 2d, and negative 2 times by negative 5 actually results in positive 10. Right, we've done the expand. What can we collect? What can we simplify? Well, we've got d squared. We've got minus 5d, so we're currently at minus 5 on the number line. Then it says take away another 2. So if I was at minus 5 and I took away another 2, I'd actually get negative 7d. And then we've got this plus 10 again on the end to be part of our answer. And there is our answer. Right, here's some questions for you to try. Pause the video here and I'm going to put the answers on the board in a second. Good luck. Okay, here come the answers. Give them a tick, give them a cross. Hopefully you're okay. Again, the negatives do catch people out, so make sure you're being careful there. Right, let's try some trickier ones. So same process, here we go. Here's my first bracket. I'm going to ignore it for the time being. I'm going to put the 2a this time over here, and I'm going to put the plus 1 over here. Same process as all the other ones. I'm going to repeat the second bracket, so the second bracket will appear here, and it will appear here. So we've got an a plus 5, and we've got an a plus 5. Again, we've now just only got 2 single bracket questions, so what do we have if we have 2a times by a? That would be 2a squared. Remember, the a times by the a will result in a squared. And 2a times by 5, well, that will give us positive 10a, because the 5 times by 2 gives the 10. Right, next bracket, we got plus 1 times by a, which is fairly straightforward. That's positive 1a. You can just write a if you want to, but I like putting the 1 there just to make sure everyone's okay. And we got plus 1 times by plus 5, which is positive 5. We've now done the expand. Let's see if we can simplify. So this time we've got 2a squareds, and that's it. So we've got 2a squareds. We've got positive 10a's. So we're currently at positive 10 on the number line, and we're going to add 1 to it, which will give us positive 11a. And then we've got this positive 5 at the end that we can't collect with anything else. So there is our final answer. Same process, just a trickier situation. Here we go. What about this one then? So first bracket, ignore it. I've got 3b and I've got positive 1. Right, stage 2 was the repeated bracket. It's going to go over here. So b plus 2, and we've got b plus 2. Right, single brackets. 3b times by b is 3b squared. 3b times by plus 2 is positive 6b. That's that one done. Plus 1 times by b is positive 1b, and plus 1 times by 2 is positive 2. Right, what can we tidy up this time? Well, we've got 3b squareds. We've got 6b's and an extra b over here, so positive 7b's, and we've got that number at the end again, plus 2. And there is our final answer. Right, what about this one then? So this has got a negative in it, so it might be slightly different. And I've also put the 4c over here just to prove to you that it's exactly the same process. So break up the first bracket. This time I'm going to put the 5 over here. And I'm going to put the 4c over here. Okay, there we go. The repeated bracket is going to be c minus 2. So we're going to put c minus 2. And I'm going to put c minus 2. Right, 2 single brackets. Here we go. 5 times by c is 5c. 5 times by negative 2 is negative 10. There's the first one done. I've got 4c times by c, which will give me 4c squared. And 4c times by negative 2 is negative 8c. Right, so tidying it up. Right, so you can do this in any particular order. So I could start with the 5c's, but I'm getting the habit now. I'm starting with the squared value. So I'm going to start off with 4c squared. And it's a good habit to get the bigger powers at the front of the question, or front of the answer, should I say. So I've got 4c squared, I've got 5c's, so that's where I am at the number line, 5c, I'm currently sat there. But then I've also got a minus 8c's. So if I was at positive 5 on the number line and I went backwards 8 spaces, I'd actually end up at negative 3c. And then we've got this number over here this time, but it's also part of our answer. And there is my answer. Okay, right, let's try that again. Here we go. So I've got the first bracket, I've got a 7 this time over here, and I've got plus 2d there, put the plus in there as well. And then I've got my repeated bracket, which is d minus 5, and I've got d minus 5. Okay, two single brackets. 7 times by d is 7d, and 7 times by minus 5 is negative 35. Okay, second part, positive 2d times by d would be plus 2d, and plus 2d times by negative 5 is actually negative 10d. Right, I've missed one thing out. Remember, d times by d should be a d squared. There it is. Okay. So final answer is, again, I could start here, but I'm looking for the highest power. There is 2d squareds, and they're the only ones with d squareds on, so 2d squared is part of my answer. That's that one. And then I've got 7d, that's so I'm at positive 7d on the number line, but then take away 10d, so start at 7 on the number line, go backwards 10 spaces, you end up at negative 3d, and then we've got our number again as part of our answer. There is our final answer. Okay. Right, so again, your turn to have a go. Pause the video here. Try and attempt as many questions as you can. I'm going to put the answers on the board in a second. Good luck. Okay, here come the answers. Give them a tick, give them a cross. Hopefully you've been pretty good at them. The negatives do catch a lot of people out. Right, how can they make these a little bit trickier? Well, this is what they tend to do. Right, so what you're supposed to identify here is that a bracket squared is a bracket times by itself. So in my eyes, this looks like this. Times by itself. And then all I need to do is the process that I've been doing on this question, rather than just squaring d and squaring 5, which wouldn't give me the full answer. So here we go. I'm going to break this up into two parts. I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to put plus 5 here, and then I'm going to put the repeated bracket, which happens to be the same, but that's not a problem. I've got d plus 5 and d plus 5, and then I've now got two single brackets. So d times by d, which is d squared, d times by 5, which is positive 5d, and then, oh, what's wrong with the board here now? There we go. 5 times by d is positive 5d, and 5 times by 5 is plus 25. A little bit of tidying up. We've got d squared, I've got 5d's, another 5d's, which is a total of 10d's, and then you've got a plus 25 on the end. They do that to try and catch you out, and to be fair, it does get quite a few people, so keep an eye out for it. If it's got a brackets to the power of 2, just repeat that bracket yourself and then do the process. Let's try another one. So here we go, this time we've got k minus 3 in there, but that's not a problem because we've been doing some negative ones. I've got k minus 3 squared means times by itself. There we go. So all I need to do is break open the first bracket and put k over there, and I'm going to put this time minus 3 over here. The second one is repeat the bracket. Again, it is exactly the same, but that's fine. K minus 3 and k minus 3. Here we go, two single brackets. K times by k is obviously k squared. K times by minus 3 is negative 3k. Over here in this bracket, we've got negative 3 times by k, which is also negative 3k. And negative 3 times by negative 3 is actually positive 9. A little bit of tidying up. We've got k squared. We've got minus 3, so that's where we are on the number line right now. And then take away another 3. So if I go further down the number line, I actually stop at minus 6k, and then we've got this plus 9 on the end, and that's what we need for our final answer. What about this one then? So a little bit crazier again, but all it wants us to do is realise that that's 2m plus 1 times by itself, which is 2m plus 1 again. So if I open up the first bracket, there it is, 2m, and put the plus 1 over here, and then put the second bracket, the repeating bracket here, and repeat every process that we've done so far. 2m plus 1 and 2m plus 1. Here we go. 2m times by 2m, right, so be careful here. 2 times by 2 is 4, and m times by m is m squared. 2m times by 1 is positive 2m. There's that one done. I've got 1 times by 2m, which is 2m, and 1 times by 1, which is positive 1. Right, a little bit of final tidying up. We've got 4m squareds, we've got 2m's, and another 2m's, which is a total of 4m, and then we've got our plus 1 on the end, and that's the final answer for that question. Okay. Right, your turn. Give these a go. Pause the video here. I'm going to put the answers on the board in a couple of seconds, and good luck. Okay, here come the answers. Fingers crossed you've managed to open them all up and get the final answers correct. Again, it's the negatives that do catch people out, so just be very, very careful with those. And that's pretty much all you need to know about expanding double brackets. So hopefully you've learned something, and thanks for watching.